Hello everyone and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman fan site in the world. In this, our April 17th, 2023 show, we're going to be celebrating the 85th anniversary of Superman. It's for me today, but it's for you guys tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. We're also going to be talking about all the latest stuff happening around Superman the movie, the 45th anniversary, a new episode of Superman and Lois to talk about, and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask for your questions and comments about any Superman topic you would like to discuss, and to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
Doing well, and yourself?
I am fantastic, I think.
That's good. You think?
Pretty sure. But they don't want to hear about how we're doing. We're here with a lot to talk about tonight because this is Superman Homepage Live, and because it's Superman Homepage Live, we want to hear right now on a variety of platforms, not just YouTube, but mainly YouTube. And if you want to get on the action, it's really simple. All you have to do is go to supermanhomepage.com/live and press the call now button. That's it. That's all you really have to do. You can watch the show while waiting to get on than we used to have it. It's really nice. Though if you are watching us via an external speaker, you will have to kind of mute that while you're talking to us because we're on a bit of delay. It's kind of screwed up. Or you can use your fancy smartphone and scan the QR code right there and contact us through your phone. But again, if you're going to do that, if you just have the phone on speaker and the internal microphone, it gets all crackly. It's really weird.
Yes. And if you're too shy to get on the phone or call us tonight, then feel free to post your comments in the questions or comments in the chat there on both YouTube and on Facebook. Michael and I keep an eye on that feed to react to your questions or comments as the show goes on. And as some folks have liked to do already, including this announcement thanks to John Patrick Van Pelt about HBO Max, you can post a super chat. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol there on YouTube. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question live on the screen as we go along, as we're on air tonight. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And if you'd like to support the Superman homepage, you simply have to click the join button there on YouTube. And there are different levels of membership for different levels of perks that you can get, or you can go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. So yes, John reminding us that HBO Max will relaunch as Max on May 23rd. An interesting development there on the streaming platform.
Yeah, especially since HBO is if I'm correct, the oldest cable channel.
Okay.
It was in the United States. It launched in the late 70s, and I know that because we had it. It was one of the things. It was really weird. We were very, very, very middle class, and it got better as we got older. But we always had cable because my mom loved to watch movies, and we always had HBO because of that.
Yeah, cool.
Which is where I got to watch Superman the movie and Superman 2 for the first time. So
there you go. Very cool.
Yeah, see, I can bring it back.
Yeah, it all comes back to Superman somewhere, somehow. All right, well, let's have a look at what we've got to discuss tonight. As we said, it's the Superman 85th anniversary of the character and Lois Lane. We can't forget they both first appeared in Action Comics #1, which was first published on April 18th, 1938. Yes, the cover date says June 1938, but as we've mentioned many times, comic books, that's when the comic book should be pulled from the shelves as far as the newsagent or pub or a comic book store or whoever has got it on the shelf. The retailer pulls it off the shelf around that time, but it was released on April 18th, 1938. And DC have been doing a fair bit of promotion for this, and I imagine there'll be some more that we'll be able to see tomorrow. But the graphic behind me is one of a few different graphics that they've been posting around about the place. Here is the full image there between us right now, the hope symbol that they've been putting on different things, videos and Instagram and TikToks and what have you. Nice little graphic with Hope there as the 85th
Hmm.
anniversary celebration.
Yes, I am very, very excited for tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm
and
getting my first Superman tattoo.
really?
Yes, I am
Oh,
getting my first Superman tattoo tomorrow.
wow, that is a development. I did not know that. Wow, what are you getting and where are you getting it?
uh, I am getting this is how nerdy I am. I'm getting the Earth Two Superman symbol. The image I used was from the Who's Who entry for the Earth Two Superman on my arm, and I'm going to have blue behind it because I think that would look better. But yeah, it's we planned it like a month and a half ago, and tomorrow is when it's happening. So I'm getting a Superman tattoo, and then going to see Superman the movie in the theater. So it's a big Superman day.
Wow, brilliant. That's very cool. Jeez, you'll have to show that off next week.
Yep.
Very
Yes.
cool.
The funny thing is that tattoos can sometimes bleed,
Mm,
and the thing that they use, because my wife got a tattoo a couple months ago, which or about a month ago, which is when we made the thing, and they put a thing on it, like a patch to kind of keep it moisturized,
yep.
and it tends to, but it can bleed. You can get red in there, and I'm like, what if the S starts to bleed? And then we had a big laugh about that.
Very good. Excellent. All right. Well, let's have a look at some of the promo stuff that's been going on around DC Comics' 85th anniversary of Superman. Here was this little Lois Lane and Superman Now and Forever video. Just had a drop out of my internet connection here, which was very, very strange. But hopefully we can get Michael back shortly, and then we will continue with the show. But yeah, that was very strange. Please let me know if you are hearing me live. I think it should be all back up and running again, and we'll get Michael back on shortly, and then we'll continue. Yes, back. Okay, everything's cool. Everyone's back online. Just getting Michael back now, so just bear with me. I'll get him back online. Did you get to see the continuation of the whole little video that I posted? Let me know. I don't know how far into that little video we got before it dropped out, but it was that little TikTok video that Warner Brothers or DC had put up with Lois Lane and Superman's 85th anniversary. So let me know how far along we got into that, or if you saw the whole thing, and if not, I'll replay it, and then we can push on and get Michael back as well. He should be able to rejoin shortly. So I'll play that video again, and then we'll go from there. Here comes Michael. Adding Michael back now. Yeah, my internet dropped out. I don't know what happened.
Okay,
Yeah.
that I was like, it wasn't me because I can go. I was like checking other websites to see if I could get
Yeah.
to it.
So
So
how far into the video did we get? Did you get to see the whole thing?
I got to see most of it. I thought it was very cute. I forget where it stopped exactly. I was a
Okay.
little dubious that they showed Brandon Routh and Kate Bosworth because that's a different kind of Lois and
Yeah.
Superman.
Let's have a look at it again because folks said they saw nothing. So here we go.
Okay.
So there you have it. Why did I lose you again? What's going on with this? Whoop, sorry. I'll sorry about that. That was one of our callers trying to come in there, and my
Okay.
background has dropped out. So sorry to Vladimir. I'll get him on in a second. But yeah, some weird stuff going on tonight in and around.
Yeah, but the videos don't seem to be agreeing with us.
No. So, and my background's dropped out, so I don't know why that's happening. But yeah, no Superboy in that video. Lois and Clark, Smallville. Yeah, very cool little video they put together. I don't know what was with the music, but nevertheless, it's all right.
Yeah, you figure if it's like from DC Comics or Warner Brothers, they could have some kind of love theme from one of the shows.
You'd think so. So, yeah, very interesting little video there. Just going to get my background fixed up here and push on. There we go. All right, moving on. So that's a little kind of thing they did for the 85th anniversary. Moving on to the movie side of things, the DC shop is now selling an exclusive new era Superman the movie logo cap and Superman the movie T-shirt. I'm just going to grab the imagery here. What do you make of these? There's the cap with the promo logo, so not the logo that's on the costume. Yeah. And it's got the 78 on the side there. And it's obviously, there it is. Also, that's the stitching of the logo, embroidery there, 78. And then there's a T-shirt, the poster artwork. Yeah. So this is exclusive to DC Shop and is available. The cap is $45 and the T-shirt is $30. And you can get them now from DC Shop exclusively. The new era cap and the T-shirt.
I would have hoped for just that S symbol on a T-shirt, like on a black T-shirt. I think that would have looked a little slicker. $30 is a lot for a T-shirt, though.
True.
That's a good bit of money. I mean, I've spent that on T-shirts, but not very often.
Yeah, so that's the new era Superman the movie logo cap and the Superman one sheet poster exclusive T-shirt to DC Shop. So if you're keen on those, you can get them. And then DC also today released a new trailer, a modern trailer, if you like, for Superman the movie, being the movie's 45th anniversary and the character's 85th anniversary. Here's the modern trailer recut, part of it anyway.
Lois Lane, say hello to Clark Kent.
Yeah. Any more at home like you?
Not really, no.
How'd you like your first day on the job?
Easy, miss. I've got you. On the whole, I'd say it's been swell.
Swell?
So there's just part of it. You can watch the whole thing, the modern trailer recut on our website. What'd you think?
That 2001 recut trailer for
great.
The special edition set like a really high bar for me. So
I agree.
It's okay. I still watch that every once in a while because I think it's so good.
Yeah, I love
but it's
that.
cool that they've done this. I mean, the fact that Superman is getting this much attention is just kind of surprising.
It's nice. It's kind of like I don't know where to. I don't know how to. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's just like, it's an embarrassment of riches. We went through like years and years and years of them like kind of ignoring the character, and now maybe this is the new regime. Maybe this is the new owners saying, we've got this character, let's promote him.
Exactly.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're interested in seeing Superman the movie, obviously tomorrow, April 18th for you guys, is a day where most of those theaters, those movie theaters, are showing just the one screening of Superman the movie for the anniversary. So other people have seen it. There's been other dates this past week, past couple of weeks, and moving forward some more dates. But tomorrow, for most of them, is the only day that it's being shown. So make sure you get out and about and check out the local theater near you to see if the Superman the movie is screening at a location in your area. But there's also Superman the movie, or Superman in Concert, is going around about the place. The Ireland's National Symphony Orchestra will perform Superman in Concert on June 16th and June 17th at the National Concert Hall in Dublin. As I've mentioned before, the Toronto Symphony Orchestra will be performing Superman in Concert in Toronto, Canada in February next year. And in March next year, the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra will perform Superman in Concert at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles, California. So keep an eye out for Superman in Concert around your area as well, because it seems to be popping up from place to place. And if you're not sure what that is, that's where a live orchestra performs John Williams' magical score to picture. So you watch the movie and the live orchestra plays the music.
Yeah, I've never seen the Superman one, but my wife and I went to see Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was a really fun experience.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen some of the Looney Tunes cartoons played with live orchestra on the big screen, which was really fun, and hearing all the kids laughing was awesome. You might have seen my unboxing video went up today for this monster. The Steelbook Collection, Superman, the 5-film collection, 1978 to 1987. If you're keen to check it out, it's up on the website now. It's a complete box. There's the back of it there. So this super collection of the original groundbreaking films on Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD. I think this is the UK version because it's got PG ratings and it doesn't have the digital versions available through it either. So look for a giveaway for one of these as well through our website soon. So if you're keen, the 4K Ultra HD Superman 5-film collection, check out the unboxing video on on our website and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think that it's the UK one is the only one that's been released so far.
You gotta wait till May something.
Like May 11th, May 18th, somewhere around there. Because it's like 1 week that releases, and the next week the Fleischer Blu-ray releases.
Okay. There you go. All right, so check out our YouTube channel for that video, or just go to supermanhomepage.com. So plenty happening around Superman the movie. This Sunday I'm hosting the double feature screening of Superman the movie and the Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut at the Hayden Orpheum Picture Palace in Cremorne here in Sydney. For those who are keen to see that, it starts at 6 or 6:30 p.m. on Sunday evening. So make sure you're checking out those details if you're in my area. All right, Michael, let's get to the TV side of things, where the latest episode of Superman and Lois aired this past Tuesday night for you guys. The 5th episode of Season 3, titled Head On. You gave this a 5 out of 5. This was kind of it was not as good as the previous week's episode for me. It was still a very good episode, but for different reasons, I felt.
Yeah, I wrote in my review that it was a quieter episode, but that's not a pejorative. It really focused more on the characters and their interplay with that being the focus instead of like the Superman action. Even though we did get a little Superman action at the end when he fought Deadline, that's a deep cut of a DC villain. I was shocked when I heard the name. But no, it was just kind of cool seeing all the characters kind of having their moments, especially Clark talking to the other cancer patients. And you're sitting there realizing that here's Superman sitting there talking to two people going through extraordinary circumstances. And they don't know that it's Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that part. I love that it's called Superman and Lois, but I love that Clark has a strong appearance in the show. I think that was awesome, and it just gets to the heart of the character, the fact that he cares about these people and has time to sit and chat with them.
And then just seeing him waving at Lois later when she's talking with Mannheim. It's just...
that was...
I laughed at that because I'm like, yep, that's how you do it.
Yep, exactly. All right, so let's get to some of the questions that are being sent to us. John Patrick Van Pelt, as always, likes to send us a couple of questions about the episode. He says, wouldn't it have been easier to put Lois under anaesthetic to get her treatment? You can't for cancer patients. They have to be sitting there with getting the treatment through the drip, through the IV line, and it's not just a one-off. They're going back there on a regular basis to get these things. And yeah, you can't put people under general anaesthetic for those kinds of things. You've got to have them sitting up and well, and being able to talk to you and understand what's going on.
And a lot of people don't realize that general anesthesia is not, it's dangerous
Exactly.
to a certain extent, especially to people that have compromised systems. My wife actually has to take special medication before she's put under,
Mm,
or she gets what's called malignant hypothermia, which means she
wow.
just basically her body temperature gets to a dangerously high level. So, yeah, it's general anesthesia is not just a thing that you throw around.
No, exactly. That's why they warn you about it and give you the all the you know most uh, what's the word I'm looking for? The worst case scenario when they put you when you're
Yeah.
going into that. Do you guys think it's a good idea for Mateo to go to Natalie's high school dance with her? Yes or no? Well, it depends. I mean, it was a bit weird that he showed up from Metropolis to Smallville on a whim, but I guess Sarah put him up to that to a fair degree. It was a big leap when you don't know if the girl's into you or not, but good on him for trying.
Oh, it's all a thing. He's Bruno Mannheim's son, and he's trying to get to Natalie because there it's a multi pronged attack on the family. That's what I'm saying now. I could
Okay,
be completely
okay.
wrong.
You probably could be, but yeah, we never hear his surname, do we?
No, we have not heard it yet, and that is very specific.
Should Lois believe Bruno's story about his mother and Southern Metropolis area? I think so. I think he's legit on that front, which is what makes him such an interesting character. Is that you want to hate him because he's the villain. You know, Bruno Mannheim is a villain, but it's hard to dislike him because he's coming from a position of real interest in the area of what he's trying to do for the people of that area of Metropolis.
And something my co-host over on the Superman and Lois tape said, I think it was Bethany. She said something, or could have been Allison. I'm sorry. It's been a long day, and my brain is all foggy. Uh, the reason why villains are villains is they always think they're right.
Yeah, they think they're the hero
It's
of the story.
it's that, yeah, they're the hero of the story. Their way is the right way. There's no compromise. There's no other way of looking at it. Everything they do um, is okay because it is towards this noble goal. And that's why I like Bruno, this version of Bruno Mannheim, because he's pretty layered,
Mm.
uh, kind of like an onion.
Nice. Jonathan working with Kyle at the fire station. That was a bit odd to me. It kind of came out of left field, and he just jumped at it like it's been something he's been dying to do forever, and he hasn't even spoken to his parents about it yet. He's willing to kill off his relationship because of it, and give up all his time and his weekends for it. It's like, where did this come from?
Um, he comes from a family of heroes, so
Yeah, I get
it
it.
kind of felt to me. Uh, Jonathan, when you look at Jonathan, his arc as a character, whether it's the previous actor or the current one, uh, he's been kind of lost, and maybe this is their way of giving him something to kind of aspire to. Plus, it puts him it gets Kyle into the story a little more organically too.
Mm. Yeah, true. What did you think about the Kush on the dance floor?
The Kush. I love Chrissy's like, did you really just refer to yourself by your nickname? No, I really liked Kyle in this episode. I thought he was kind of adorable.
I actually liked Lana in this episode too. She could have gone down the road of exposing everything that the Dean, Mayor George Dean, Mayor had done as the mayor previously, and exposing him. But she thought, you know what? Let's try to mend some fences too. Enough damage has been done. And then she goes and or says she's going to name the new city hall after him. I think that shows a bit of a redeeming quality for Lana.
Yeah, and the whole thing with his son, who, good lord, that kid is tall.
Yeah.
Uh, Either that or Sarah is just really, really short. Both are possible. Um, I kind of liked that after he did his whole, kind of coming at him at the diner. It just did turn out that it's just he misses his dad, which is extremely sad. I mean that kind of makes you feel for the character. I wasn't really a fan of Sarah drinking,
Yeah,
considering everything that her father went through. But she's also a teenager, so
yeah. I think she felt it was a way of kind of endearing herself to George Dean's son. I can't remember his name, but
yeah.
yeah, it was like
Junior,
yeah,
wasn't it
Junior.
Junior?
So he must be the same same first name. So yeah, let's have a look. What about the ending of this episode? Mannheim in with the Bizarro.
That was a shock. I saw that. I was like, I did not see that coming. That's kind of interesting. That was kind of a fascinating thing to steal from uh, the DoD. And as much as the version of Bizarro from the previous season was a kind of a tragic figure, now you might be able to have kind of a more traditional take of him being more of a monster.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that could be done there, and I'm kind of excited to see where they're going with that.
Yeah, that could be a very traditional Bizarro that they're coming up with moving forward. So we'll wait and see. So yeah, no episode tomorrow night there for you guys. No episode this week because we're on just a week. They do a rerun, repeat, whatever you want to call it, of past episodes airing this week too, I believe, if you check your scheduling. But the next episode is titled Of Sound Mind, and it will air on Tuesday, April 25th. So just a 1 week break, and then we're back with the next episode, which has the description: Clark finds himself in uncharted territory, and Lois bonds with a new friend. Meanwhile, Superman pays Bruno Mannheim a surprise visit. Lastly, Lana and puts Sarah in charge while she's away at a meeting with Chrissy. So that's what we have to look forward to next week. All right.
So Sarah's leading. That's kind of a jump for the 16-year-old.
Yeah, I know. Beyond that, we have the official description for the 7th episode of this 3rd season, which is titled Forever and Always. Lois and Clark dig deeper on Bruno Mannheim, starting with his connection to Hobbs Bay Medical Center, while Jonathan and Jordan panic at home over Lois's dire diagnosis. Meanwhile, Mateo comes to Smallville to meet John Henry for the first time, and Sarah and Chrissy start to break the ice.
Okay.
Maybe their relationship is revealed.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Especially if Lana and Chrissy are meeting together, it could come up, and there's really not a whole lot Lana can do. She's she's the one that ended the marriage. It's not like Kyle left her for for Chrissy. So
No, exactly. Mark Lax asking, is the Bizarro a clone or the version from last season? It's the deceased.
It's the body.
It's the body
Yeah.
of the Bizarro that was killed in the last season. So they're, I guess, going to reanimate it. So it very much becomes an interesting version, a brainless, mindless version, I guess, which is interesting. All right, so that's what we've got with Superman and Lois. Titans, the final episodes, as we know, have started airing this past week on HBO Max, and we have the titles for the remaining episodes. So Call's Folly was the recent one, as was Dick and Carol and Ted and Corey, and then we've got Game Over, Project Starfire, and the finale is titled Titans Forever, and that is the 12th and final episode of the series for this season. On May 11th, that will be available, the series finale.
Yeah, that's a really deep cut of, because it's always amusing. Lois and Clark also had
Yes.
had an episode that was a takeoff of Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. So
Yeah, so interesting titles there, and some photos are available from some stills from these episodes, including this one of, as we said, Superboy with the bald look, and he and Lex have obviously got some interesting discussions coming up.
mm-hmm.
All right, there's just one little short video that they also released for Titans, called Daddy Issues. Have a look at, where is it? Daddy Issues. I've got it here somewhere. I'll just quickly grab that. Maybe I don't have it, or is it in my other folder? We'll just quickly grab that. Here it is. There.
I'm the only person in the world who can truly understand you. I created you.
Parents have a huge influence on the development of a person as they're growing up.
That's especially the story of Connor and Sebastian this season, which is when faced with your destiny, do you let it run its course or do you alter it?
There's just some of the video. You can watch the whole thing on our website as well. It was posted on Twitter and on YouTube from HBO Max. We've got it there on our website if you want to check it out in full. But Joshua Orpin, it's so interesting hearing the actors with their true voice, their true accents.
Before we go to break, did we talk about the musical Easter egg that the Superboy related one?
No.
There's a scene from this season where Superboy and Dick Grayson are at like this. It's a scientific establishment, and they're tracking Superman, who's off in space.
Okay.
And the theme they play is the Superboy theme from the live action series, because the guy doing the music for Titans is the guy that came up with that theme back in the 80s.
There you go.
And it's really. Somebody pointed it out to me, and when I heard it, I was like, "That's a deep cut."
Nice. No, I hadn't heard of that, so that's cool. Nice catch. All right, as you said, we're going to take a break, so we'll quickly. We're quite a bit over the halfway mark of tonight's show. We're going to take a quick break, play some messages, then come back on the flip side and do This Week in History. We've got fan favorite question, comic books, and so much more to get through. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman and Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Gosh, Clark, we've got to get back to the office and call London before the meeting's over. Taxi!
With the AT&T card, your people have the power to handle business better.
Taxi, taxi!
From anywhere to anywhere.
Come on, Clark.
It's okay, Lo. Everything's taken care of.
You always disappear in an emergency.
Order the AT&T card. It gives your people enormous abilities.
And we're we're back on Superman Homepage Live, where, as I said, you can go to supermanhomepage.com/live to be part of the show tonight, and we will hopefully have a little bit of a chance to chat with some people in the second half of tonight's program. But let's move on to This Week in History.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Alrighty, we're going to start things off in 1943 this time out with Action Comics number 61, which has
There it is.
Which has a cover that I will always now associate with one of the calendars from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Because that was the cover to it. Jumping ahead to 1963, we have World's Finest number 134 with a goofy-looking cover, which I just absolutely love.
Very colorful
at least they're fighting villains and not like ice skating or putting mortals in danger. 1973, we got another World's Finest cover. World's Finest number 218. Which has superheroes that can prove your super flops plus Metamorpho. And also that same week, Superboy number 196, which is a Super Baby cover, which means I care nothing. I know it says Superboy's first mission too, but I hate Super Baby. In 1983, we have Daring New Adventures of Supergirl number 9 with Re-enter Reactron. I think they were cowards for not using that costume in the modern updates of the character. Nothing in 1993, but boy, next week are we going to have a bunch of books to talk about in 1993. So jumping ahead to 2003, we have JLA Age of Wonder number 1, which is
an else.
Did I read this? This was at that time where there was an Elseworlds like every week, and it was really hard to keep up with everything. There was also JLA Scary Monsters number 2, which was written by Chris Claremont, and Superman Metropolis number 3 as we head to the end of the City of Tomorrow version of Metropolis. This was Chuck Austin's kind of tryout for the Action Comics gig, I guess. 2013, we have Justice League number 19. This was, if you remember, Steve, where they had like the other part of the cover, which was supposed to shock you, and in this case, it was Batman holding the Kryptonite ring.
Right.
And you also had Supergirl number 19. As this book, this book was all over the place. In the real world, we have on April 16th, Joan Alexander, born in 1915. Joan Alexander was Lois Lane, or the second Lois Lane on the Superman radio show. Fun fact, she lost the gig and then tried out again, and they hired her back, not knowing they were hiring her back.
She was there for the majority of the run.
Yes, she was, and she did the voice on the Fleischer shorts and on the New Adventures of Superman from Filmation. April 18th, which is today for Steve and tomorrow for most of us, Action Comics number 1 was released, making this as I joked a couple weeks ago, the Greek Orthodox Superman Day. And on April 22nd, Cassidy Freeman, who played Tess Mercer on Smallville and who could change her entire look just by parting her hair differently, was born in 1982. She was also really excellent on The Righteous Gemstones, which is an HBO show. Not safe for work, but a lot of fun. Cool. She was really excellent on it. And that is This Week in History.
Very good. Thank you very much, Michael. Let's jump straight into the fan favorite segment of our show. All right. finishing up the theme of what is your favorite scene from a Superman movie, we now move to the Justice League films, either the Zack Snyder Justice League or the theatrical cut, whichever one you preferred. And again, we didn't get that many replies compared to what we got with the Christopher Reeve films and for Man of Steel, but nevertheless, we did get a couple of entries. Who did we have first up, Michael?
We have Douglas Beecham, who is watching live tonight. My favorite scene from Zack Snyder's Justice League is when Superman returns. How he nonchalantly protects Cyborg from being axed, delivers a quip, and then uses the most least expected superpower to destroy Steppenwolf's axe before opening a can of you-know-what on him, all to a bombastic rendition of Clark's theme from Man of Steel.
Yeah, that was a pretty good moment from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Also, on the similar lines, Heath Fodor wrote, "My favourite scene in the Snyder cut of Justice League was the fight between Superman and Steppenwolf. The addition of Aquaman and Wonder Woman made this battle most epic." So that were the two responses that we got, and both liked the same thing about the film.
Double our response from last week.
For Batman v Superman, yes, exactly. But thank you to those guys for their response to that fan favourite question. And now, because it's Superman's 85th anniversary, our new fan favourite question is, what is your favourite era of Superman over the past 85 years? So just any particular era of Superman, it could be anything in particular. Just want to know what your favourite thing about Superman over the last 85 years is, which particular version of the character, or which era of the character is your favourite. It's pretty open-ended, so just let us know what your answer to this question. The email address is rolling across the bottom of the screen now, info@supermanhomepage.com. Send us an email to that address with your response to this question, and we will read those out when we return to the fan favourite question next week. So we'll be back with that next week for the fan favourite segment of our show. So thank you, folks, for responding to the fan favourite segment of our show. All right, well, let's move on to the comic book segment of our show tonight. And like we like to do, we bring in our good friend Mark Lax to join with us tonight. Welcome, Mark. How are you?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
Sorry, trying to get my angle.
All good. I noticed that I think you're on a computer, are you, tonight?
Yeah, I'm on my iPad because I tried my phone and there was no sound.
Oh, okay. That was strange.
For some reason. That's, I think it's my end. I don't know what it is. But
okay. Well, we've got you on now.
So I'm on my iPad. So
very cool.
Again, trying to find the right angle here.
No problem.
I'm cut off.
All good. Let's have a look at what DC have announced this week as far as the Superman comic book side of things is concerned. And Mark Waid is writing a new miniseries titled Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor. He's reteaming with JLA artist Brian Hitch for a 3-issue DC Black Label miniseries. Superman's biggest foe is dying, and the Man of Steel will travel across worlds, dimensions, and time to find the cure for him. But why?
Because he's Superman.
Yes, that's the answer right there.
So no, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, that should be good.
Mark Waid.
Yeah,
Mark Waid coming back to write Superman. There were he's been mentioning it off and on for like the last year on different interviews that I've heard him on, where he was talking about a Black Label Superman book that he was working on. It's going to be bi-monthly, which it always makes me a little squidgy. But at the end of the day, it's going to be put together in a really nice like collected edition, and no one's going to care. So at least they're planning it this way.
Yeah.
How many issues?
It's only three issues.
Oh, okay.
So the first issue will be out in comic book shops on July 25th, and the series will release a new issue every other month.
Yeah.
I don't know why. If you finished it, release it monthly.
Yeah, I know.
Might be that Brian Hitch hasn't finished it.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's a lot faster than he used to be, but I'd rather give him the time that he needs to get it done, so that it does come out on at least a regular basis.
Fair enough. And then DC were pretty much announcing this for a couple of days, and the full announcement came out later this week. But Night Terrors. So it's a horror series, an event, Night Terrors with a KNIGHT, of course. It takes place in July and August and will feature a host of 2-issue miniseries, each spotlighting a DC superhero or supervillain confronting their worst nightmares in a nightmare realm. And we have 2 Superman issues tying up with this. The first one is Superman Night Terrors, which will Night Terrors Superman #1. This issue will be available at comic book shops on July 18th. Clark Kent knows why he's been pulled into the nightmare realm and goes in search of his family and friends, but that journey takes him to the haunted nightly planet where he is confronted by the Super Reaper. In the waking world, Superman was mid-flight when he was hit by the nightmare wave, and where he crash lands will surprise you. So this is by series writer Joshua Williamson with art by Tom Riley. And then there is Night Terrors Action Comics #1. Power Girl faces off against herself, and the Super Twins are being hunted by Cyborg Superman in this particular issue. So, Night Terrors. What do you think?
Well, I guess you need a Super Reaper for a Superman, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But and that I'd get a lot of terror going up against that Wonder Woman. Jeez. Did you see the muscles on her? I mean, I was just saying, in the first cover you showed.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. Very muscly.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, we just what we need for event," because I ended up enjoying Dark Crisis, which shocked me. And that's nothing against like the creative people involved. It was just yet another reality ending, rebooting, restarting, crisis event, and I ended up really, really enjoying it. So I'm not going to say now, oh, this sounds terrible. Why are they doing this? And then it comes out, and I'll be like, oh, it was pretty good. I mean, if this is what they're doing as a follow up, not like a direct follow up, but more of okay, we're not doing like a big, huge reality ending crossover, but more showing all the different characters facing their greatest fears. That's actually kind of an interesting concept.
So yeah, you can get a preview of Night Terrors on Free Comic Book Day, which I think is May 6th. So you can get a preview of that then. But let's have a look at a big week that is this week for new comic books, and this is what Superman fans have to look forward to this week. And it's like I said, it's a big week. There's quite a few major issues. Batman, Superman, World's Finest #14 is out this week, and that is available in a couple of different variant covers right there. And also out this week, it's an interesting one, DC Silent Tales. So there's no dialogue in these comic books. They are completely, it's all about sound and visuals, and there is a Superman story, and we have reviewed this comic book, so you'll be able to see the review when that is published tomorrow. DC's War of the Undead Gods, the final issue, 8 of 8, is out this week as well, and there's a couple of variant covers for that you can take a look at. Also out this week, fans are excited about this one, Superboy, The Man of Tomorrow #1.
Yeah.
That is the Conor Kent book. That is out this week as well, and it has a number of different variant covers for you to select from. And then there's also another big one, Superman #3. That is out this week, and that also has a multitude of variant covers that you can purchase if you so desire. And then there is a couple of variant covers for some of the other books that are out this week because it's Superman's anniversary. The Flash #797 has a Superman tribute cover, a variant cover. Nightwing #103 also has a Superman tribute variant cover, as does Wonder Woman #798. Then on the graphic novel side of things, there is Girl Taking Over, a Lois Lane story that is out this week. The Jurassic League hardcover is available this week, and Justice League Prisms Volume 1 is out this week in trade paperback. So that's what you have to look forward to from a comic book side of things.
Did that 85th anniversary collection get...
The trade, yes. Good question. When was that supposed to be released? Let's have a look.
I thought it was supposed to be out on the 18th for the birthday, but
let me have a look.
And that's a collection. That's a collection of stories, right?
That's I've got it as May 2nd.
Oh, did they bump? Oh, of course
They must have
bumped
bumped
it. Why?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the 85th anniversary collection, and that includes.
I was looking forward to ordering that.
So yeah, that's got a lot of different books collected in that, from 1994 to 2011, then 2011, 2016, 1994 to 2000. It's got a lot of books in there. So yeah, that's May 2nd. So that's the comic book side of things, and then also to celebrate Superman's 85th anniversary this week, a lot of merchandise. We already showed you some of the stuff that the official DC shop have got, but Park London in the UK. Let me turn off this week's comic books graphic. We've got a collection of interesting merchandise and apparel. There are a whole lot of different tees and pullovers. There are caps as well. So yeah, a whole collection of Man of Steel merchandise available from Park London, celebrating Superman's 85th anniversary. And then also the guys from Displate offering these metal poster designs for Superman's 85th anniversary. There's a lot of those available. Some really cool designs for Superman's 85 years of Superman is the collection. And so these metal posters are available in different sizes as well. So some interesting anniversary items available for Superman's 85th anniversary.
I like those posters. Look good.
Yeah, they do look good. Those metal posters are always great to pin up on your wall. So yeah, but anything else, Mark, we can talk with you about tonight before we let you go?
No, I just want to say, I don't really get a lot to say about Superman and Lois, but they're just nailing it. You know, the show's just been fantastic.
It has.
In every way. I mean, it's warm, it's a drama, it's suspenseful, it's great. It really is.
Yep.
So just wanted to say that.
Thank you, and thanks for calling in again, Mark. And look forward to reading your review up on the website tomorrow.
Okay.
Have you got one tomorrow? No, you've got...
No, last week.
Last week you had one, yeah. But all good. All right, thanks, Mark. Talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Now, if you're in the Florida area and you want to check out the Sugar Sand Festival, check this out. This is there on display. So it's a sand sculpt of Superman. Looks like the Christopher Reeve Superman if you go by the logo on the chest. The Pier 60 Sugar Sand Festival is on at Clearwater Beach in Florida. If you go there, you can actually hear the John Williams theme playing in the background where this is displayed. It's on at the moment, and it runs until April 23rd. So if you weren't aware, Clearwater Beach's Sugar Sand Festival. That's pretty cool. I don't know what kind of sand.
It's a long way to
use.
make a reference to a 19. Yeah, I don't know, but that's a long way to make a reference to a Superman story from the 70s.
Yeah.
With the sand Superman.
Yeah, it's very cool. Nice. I like where you went with that. All right. If you're interested, Barnes & Noble have a DC comic sale of up to 70% off. A huge range of books, including All-Star Superman, some Smallville Season 11 books, and especially a lot of Supergirl books as well. So up to 70% off at Barnes & Noble. And you can now pre-order that Superman and Lois Lane diorama that we showed you last week. Here are a few more images of that. Oops, turning off the sand sculpt. So that's the adorable diorama. Nice base at the bottom there. It's not obviously realistic. Obviously, Lois's face is very cartoonish compared to Superman's, I guess. But really nice collectible there. You can pre-order that through our website from Sideshow Collectibles. It's a cool one. All right, well, that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to Superman Homepage Live. I want to thank everyone who was part of the comments there on both YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for your participation and being with us for this past hour of the evening. Thank you for Mark Lax for calling in. Apologies to the earlier caller who I kind of hung up on when we had those technical issues. Sorry he didn't get to call back and be part of the show tonight. But want to thank everyone, especially our sponsors, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always, Steve. Are we not on next week?
No, we are. I've decided to go ahead. I know next week for us fans
okay.
in Australia and New Zealand is Anzac Day, which is a Memorial Day that is a public holiday. But I can take an hour of that day to run the show. So we will be doing our show next week. I know I told you otherwise. But for everybody, tomorrow, that's celebrating Superman Day, Superman's 85th anniversary. Enjoy the day. Go out there, wear your Superman shirt. Go out and enjoy the day. Show that you're a Superman fan. 85th anniversary of the Man of Steel and Lois Lane. I hope you enjoy the day. Enjoy the week. I'm sure DC are going to be putting up some stuff on the actual day. So we appreciate you spending this past hour with us. Michael and I will be back next week at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for another edition of Superman Homepage Live. Look forward to joining you then. Thank you for sticking around during our technical issues where my internet dropped out for a little bit this episode, but we will see you next week. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com.